Shalom Aleichem, everyone. We're continuing Hachzeg's learning of the Pele Yoetz. Today is Shir number 81, and we are beginning Eis Beis. We're beginning the second letter in the Aleph Beis, the letter Beis, which means that we did all the Alephs that the Pele Yoetz speaks about. So everything we spoke about up until this time all began with the letter Aleph. Amuna, Ava, Aves Yisrael, and the like. And now we're going to get into Beis, which we're going to start with Brachos, blessings. Today is Hoshana Rabbah, Erev, Shmini Atzeres, Simchas Torah, and certainly there are many brachos that we'll be able to make over the next few days in our eating, in the kiddushes that we go to, and the drinks that we're going to have in between hakafos and the like. So there are plenty of time to put the ideas of the Pele Yoetz into practice during the Yom Tov of Shmini Atzeres and Simchas Torah. Brachos, says the Pele Yoetz, Yadua Maimer Rabbi Yisrael Zichron Bracha. It's well known what Chazal say. Somebody who partakes of this world and gets pleasure from this world without making a bracha, ki gadol ancho, great is going to be their punishment. We'll see later on exactly what that means, but basically, as the Gemara explains, someone that takes pleasure and enjoys the things of this world, the foods and the drinks of this world, without making a bracha, without making a blessing to partake of it, they are none less than a ganav. They are a thief. They're stealing from the Rebbeinu Shalom. Unfortunately, because of our ignorance, this sin is widespread, that there are people that are going every day of their lives, they're not making brachas properly. They eat and they drink without making a bracha. Certain people do it because they're lacking the knowledge that is necessary. They don't even know that you have to make a bracha on something that you are benefiting from in this world. Every ounce of benefit, basically, when it comes to food and drink, and we'll see even smelling fragrances and the like that a person has, you're obligated to make a bracha. There are many people amongst Klal Yisrael, they don't know that this is the truth. And further, there are those who don't know the words and the way in which you're supposed to make the bracha. So they don't know you make a shahakol on a glass of water, or eitz on a fruit. They don't know that. And there are those that are just lazy. They're hungry. They go to the fridge. They're starving. Everyone's always starving. They're starving. They grab and they put it in their mouth. They're just too lazy to go and make the bracha. It should really pain a person when they see people behaving in such a way that they're going around and they're enjoying themselves and they're not making brachos. The house is filled. There are many people who go from simcha to simcha, and the homes are filled with food and drink and the like. And you come into the house, and it's a great covet, such an honor to have you in my house. So I want to give you sweet things to eat. I want to give you nice drinks. Let's make a l'chaim. And people take it l'fiyam b'lei bracha. They put the sweets and the food and the drinks in the mouth without saying a blessing. But someone who fears the word of Hashem, his heart should be in pain over the avera that he sees that there's so many Jews not making brachos. Even if he's not able to protest and say, hey, what are you doing? You didn't make a bracha. He's a little bit embarrassed sometimes to tell a person, you ate without a bracha? How can you without a bracha? So sometimes a person will come to your house, they sit down for a meal, you mechaved them, you honor them, you sit them down, you give them a delicious, tasty treat, and you're expecting them to make a bracha. They don't make a bracha. So really what you should do is say, hey, this is HaKadosh Baruch Hu's world, you're stealing from Hashem, you didn't make a bracha. But many times we're too embarrassed to do that to the person and to maybe shame them or to catch them in the act over there. But you should know that if you don't correct a person who's not making brachos, so then you're bearing the sin of you're causing other people to be michshol, you're causing other people to stumble into the sin of eating things and drinking things without brachos. So what does the guy do? It's my house. I invite you over to my house and I give you something to eat and you didn't make a bracha. So what do? I don't want to criticize you. I don't want to rebuke you. I don't want to tell you to do the right thing. So I'll take food and I'll take drink and I'll just make a bracha very loud. So you'll see that the proper thing to do when you eat and you drink is to make a bracha. But they're not paying any attention to you. They say, oh, my host, such a tzaddik, such a righteous person. He's very religious. I'm not religious like him. So, of course, he's making a bracha. Me, I don't have to make brachas. That's not what they taught me in school. So he does it, but I don't really have to. So they don't even learn from what you're trying to teach them. But really, you should teach them. Maybe they'll do tshuva. There's nothing in this world, basically, you get hana, you get pleasure that doesn't require a bracha. If it's something that grows on a tree, you make the blessing of blessed are you Hashem, who created the fruit of the tree. If it grew in the ground, in the earth, blessed are you Hashem, creator of the fruits of the ground, the vegetables. And if it doesn't come from a tree, and it doesn't come from the ground, something low growing, the bracha is shahakol. Everything is from the mouth of Hashem. And if you don't know what bracha to make, and there's no one around that you can ask, what bracha you make on this? You don't know. So what do? Should you not eat? No. The halach is that on any food, if you are unsure what the bracha is, make a shahakol niya bidvoroi, and you fulfill the obligation. You can always eat. Even when it comes to good smelling fragrance. You make a bracha on all different types of fragrances. If it's something that grows in a tree, the bracha is the creator of the atzei, the trees, the fragrant trees. And if it grows in the earth, it's something that grows and it dies out of a year and comes back. The creator of the grasses, of the fragrant smells. If it doesn't come from a tree, it doesn't come from the ground, then it is the creator of the different types of besamim, of fragrances, like we do by Havdalah, on something that doesn't have the tree or the grass-like ways, then you go mine besamim. On every food. On any food that you ate a kazais, an olive's worth, or you drank a revius, let's say 2.2, 3, 4 ounces of that drink, you have to make what's called a bracha, an after blessing for what you ate or drank. There are many ignorant people. They don't know well the me'ein shalish, the 3-pronged blessing for either wine or for grains or for the fruits of Eretz Yisrael. They don't have to make this bracha on like cakes and cookies and pastas and the like. Or after wine, or the 7 species of Eretz Yisrael. Like grapes, whether they're moist or whether they're dry. Simukim, raisins, te'enim, dates, rimainim, pomegranates, zaysim, olives, ubefrak, shetzarach, laskim, mein hamura. And so too, if it's Shabbos, if it's Yom Tiv, if it's Rosh Chodesh. So, for example, you might make Kiddush over Yom Tiv. You have to make sure you mention Chag HaSukkah Hazeh, or Chag Shmini Atzeres Hazeh. You have to mention the Shmini Atzeres. Or what do they do? Since they're not sure about the longer bracha, they say, I'll say brain nefashos. That'll cover my bases. No. Bracha levatala. It is a wasted blessing because you made the wrong bracha. Or sometimes even worse, they don't make a bracha at all. I'll teach us. Anybody who benefits from this world without a bracha, Ma'al, he committed what's called me'ilah, which means something that was consecrated, sanctified, like for the Beis HaMikdash, for Avodas Hashem, for HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and you ended up using it for something mundane. You did what's called me'ilah, you just undid the Kedusha, you made profane the Kedusha that was there. The whole world belongs to the Rebbeinu Shalom. The whole world has Kedusha in it. If you end up using this world without without making a bracha and getting permission from HaKadosh Baruch Hu to use it, you just transgressed Me'ilah. You have just deconsecrated that which already belongs to Hashem. So what can this person do to fix up his mistakes? Go to a wise person and let them teach you how to make brachas. This is a major principle. Somebody who wants to serve Hashem. Like people that is worthy of a person who fears the Rebbeinu Shalom and believes in the way in the Torah and believes in the words of the Chachamim and he believes in schar v'einish, reward and punishment. He should not be embarrassed. But don't be embarrassed to go to the rabbi and ask him, Rabbi, what bracha do I make on the frosted flakes? Rabbi, what bracha do I make on this glass of wine? Rabbi, what bracha do I make on this mixture, on this spaghetti and meatballs over here? I heard there's a shot. What bracha do I make? Don't be embarrassed. If you fear the word of Hashem and you want to do what's right, you want to be an Oived Elokim, you want to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu in the right way, ask questions so that you will do things in the right way. Let the rabbi now, the chacham, the sage that you went to, let him write out the words of the blessing clearly so you'll know what you're supposed to make a bracha on. And you show him the proper path, the path of truth, and you'll put him onto the good way. Those who go to the wise, they will become wise themselves. Now, Bisman is in our times, these are easy things. There are so many books, English, in Hebrew, in Farsi, in Russian, in Spanish, in French, whatever you want, whatever language is your choice. There are so many books that are out there that will teach you which brachas to make. Go to a shir. Find a shir that's in person. Find a shir online. Find a way to learn the brachas well. Get a Rabbi, get a chavrusa, get someone that you know that's more religious than you and does things in the right way, and ask them, can you teach me? Show me the way. It's not so hard. There's some general klalim, general principles that you have to know of which foods require which brachas, how to do it and the way to do it, when and everything. The words in every siddur these days, you can find in the Art Scroll siddur, it has a section over there of all the brachas that you have to make, so you can learn how to read the words and say the blessings. And if you have to say it by reading inside, read it inside until you memorize the blessing, and therefore there's almost like no excuse for a Jew that's living in our generation who has a whiff of Yiras Shamayim in him, and he's aware that there's a world called brachas, called making blessings on the food. Almost no excuse why it is that we're not making brachas properly on everything that we do. Again, there are certain details and cases which are more difficult than others. Okay, so we'll have to learn those as well. But the basic brachas, each and every one of us certainly can do our best. And in Yitzhak Hashem, as the Yom Tov of Shmini Atzeres comes, and we will have many opportunities to make brachas before and after we eat the food, in Kiddush, and during the Sudas, and during the meal, and desserts, and a drink, and the last moments in the Sukkah, we're going to eat a little bit as well. Whatever you can do, make the bracha in the right way. That's a sign that we appreciate the value of the great world that Hashem has given us, and we ask Hashem permission to be able to partake of the treats of this world. All the best, and have a wonderful, wonderful Yom Tov.